Hi, it's Nicola, and today's topic is writing together, writing with your loved one as a co-author or writing partner. Plus, I have a free download for you if you're interviewing a loved one about their life or experiences, and also a great coaching call exclusive deal. I'll have more about that later. But firstly, a little intro. Forever Young Autobiographies is the place to learn how to write life stories for family and friends. And it'd be super if you could follow, subscribe and like the show. Now, writing a book, whether that's an autobiography, memoir, biography or other life story project, can sometimes be really solitary. But you can include your partner and make your book really holistic, take it to a new level. And I've got some ideas for you today that you can use to incorporate your loved one, because let's face it, even if you write a book just on your own life story, they're going to feature in that book, whether it's a little or a lot. Your lives are interwoven. So let's get to it. The first thing I suggest is to think about some key memories that maybe you're a little bit hazy on or you'd like to flesh out a bit more, and approach your wife or husband or partner and ask them what they remember. What facts can they recall? What memories, what point of view do they have about this? And you're probably going to be pretty surprised about what they come up with, because they're unique and they will have their own take on it. Now, you can use all this information as great background for your own writing, for your own book. You know, it can shape your writing and inform your writing. And you can also paraphrase their points of view and include that when you're describing key events. And you can even use their quotes, say maybe when we met, this is how I recalled it, but now here's my other half's take on the situation, and then they can have their quotes or paraphrase what they remember. So that's point number one, just to be selective and asking them for input. The second thing you can do is to see if they're keen to write themselves. They might want to do a chapter. Ask them about what era or time or interests that they would be keen to write about. It could be sort of when you met as a couple, or maybe it was when you got married, that kind of thing. And if they're really keen, you could take it to the next extreme and do a couples book, which would be sort of you do your ancestors, they do their ancestors chapter, then a childhood chapter for both of you, your one and then their one, and then you sort of stagger the chapters, you divvy it up and take each sort of chapter and write it until you come to modern day. So that's kind of the all-in approach, a couples book, which I think is a really neat idea. And while you're doing all of this, while you're reminiscing and writing together, you're going to bring into focus a lot of life lessons. Now, I found this the case when I was interviewing my grandmother, who's 99, to write her life story. We came across a lot of these. But you have a unique position if you're writing with your husband or wife, partner, that you can also include not just life lessons, but relationship life lessons. You might want to include, the things that you value or your guiding principles, and any do's or do nots, for future generations. Now, a bit of a warning, you don't want to be too preachy about this. You want to do it nice and subtly. But I think this is a really great opportunity, if you are combining, to put something like that into the book. So there you have it. That's pretty much some amazing ways you can get together with your partner and start writing. So to recap, there was just interviewing them suddenly to get some extra information, some background, possibly some quotes for your own life story book. Second, you could give them a chapter to write. Sometimes that's a really great idea. Or if you're really keen, you can do a couples book. And remember that this is a great opportunity to include life lessons and relationship lessons. It can be really valuable for your readers. Now, the aim of this topic is to let you see that you can share the writing load with your partner, and that it can be a whole lot of fun reminiscing. If you'd like to know more, I've got all the information about this show over at my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com/include-your-Valentine. And go there, there's lots of resources, there's free downloads, and leave me a comment, because I'd love to hear, are you thinking about doing this? What sort of aspect would you adopt? and perhaps you have done it or made a start. I'd love to hear about it. So please share. Send me an email or drop me a comment. Now earlier I mentioned a great deal, which is it's 50% off coaching calls with me. They're normally $50 for 30 minutes, but for the month of February, the month of love, I'm offering them at half price. So you'll find some information about that over at the website, or you can go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/deal and you can sign up for that one. And I can help you move to the next step with your writing, whether that's you're on your own or you're doing it with a partner. So we want you to start and finish your life stories. Now, there is a freebie if you'd like to sign up for that too. Again, that's over at the website, or I'll drop a link here too. It's 3 sections to the Your Family Stories system. And in this, which is the system I developed as a journalist, I've got lots of interviewing experience and tips that I share. So if you are going to interview your loved one, to include some background material for your book, there's lots of information in there that can help you on your way, save you some time and really hit the ground running. So check that out. It's really helpful and it's free. Now it'd be super if you could follow, subscribe and like the show, because I'll have a new one out really soon. And until then, happy writing.